Welcome back to Coloring Through the Bible. My name is Keegan Harkins, and Merry Christmas. We're getting close to Christmas, and so we've been talking about these themes that are often associated with Christmas, and today we're talking about peace. Peace is something that you hear a lot this time of year. You see it written in Christmas lights and on decorations. You can hear it in Christmas songs. We always talk about peace when we talk about Christmas, and that's probably because the very first Christmas, when the angels came and told the shepherds, hey, look, there's a king born in a manger, go check him out, they promised peace. They said that peace and goodwill towards men had come to the earth with the birth of Jesus. And in fact, one of Jesus's names was, Mighty Counselor, Prince of Peace. Peace is associated with Jesus and with Christmas. And so we talk about it a lot this time of year. But I think that in our world today, that's kind of really missing. We can talk about peace, we can say we want world peace, we can sing about peace, but in actuality, our world isn't very peaceful. You check out the news, check out Twitter, Facebook, you're bound to just see list after list of all of the chaos, destruction, anger, and hatred that is in our world right now. It seems like the opposite of peace is what is ruling the day. And that really shouldn't be a surprise to us, because Jesus tells us in Matthew 24 that as we get closer to his second coming, there's going to be less and less peace found on this earth. He tells us that there's going to be wars and rumors of wars and earthquakes and pestilence and all kinds of, bad stuff happening, and that these are the birth pains of his second coming. So we know that we don't live in the perfect world. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if we did? That's why we look forward to heaven, because that's perfection. This is just a sad reflection of what heaven is going to be like, what the new heaven and the new earth is going to be like, what eternity is going to be like for those of us who believe and trust in God. This is a far cry from what we have in store. So peace is something that we want, but it seems like if we're relying on this world, we're never going to get it, because it doesn't come from this world. This world doesn't produce peace. It produces fighting. It produces jealousy. It produces greed. Those are the foundations of all of the wars and the struggles that we have in this world, are those basic things. We fight for things we think we should have, things that we don't want somebody else to have. It's just kind of needless and pointless. But that's the corruption of this world. And if we want peace, which we all desperately do, we need to realize that it's not going to come from anything in this world. We aren't going to have peace because we have a big enough bank account. We aren't going to have peace because we finally have that job that we wanted or that relationship that we really wanted. Our peace doesn't come from the people in our lives or the circumstances of our lives. Our peace only comes from God, and sometimes it doesn't make sense, and sometimes it is glaringly different than the situation that we're in. How can we have peace when our world is falling apart? Well, because our peace comes from God. It's that understanding and knowledge that he's in control, even if we're not, even if we don't have any idea what tomorrow is going to hold. We can have peace because we know that he's got it in control, because we know that this life isn't our eternal home, this isn't our destination, that a lot of the very good things that we do aren't things that can be seen. The things that are important to the Lord are internal things. It's love, it's faith, it's trust, it's forgiveness. Those are the gifts of God. And when we have those things on the inside of us, we have peace that flows out of us, because our peace comes from God. And I want to share with you a couple scriptures. Isaiah 26 verses 3-4 says, "You will keep in perfect peace him whose mind is steadfast, because he trusts you. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord is the rock eternal." That's where our peace comes from. When we have a steadfast mind, that's kind of a of a really important thing, but it's really hard. To have a steadfast mind means that you're not just saying, oh, I'm trusting God, and then making that backup plan in your head. A steadfast mind is personal. Only you know if your mind is steadfast, and God. You can have the portrayal of being this complete rock star of faith. You can have it all looking like you've got it all together, but inside your head, you're wondering what is going to happen. You're fearing, what if this happens? You're trying to make plan B, C, and D just in case something falls through. And you're worrying what's going to happen if this tragedy I'm not prepared for happens. You're worried what's going to happen if everything I've put my hopes into fails. What if the stock market fails? What if the housing market crashes? You know, those of us who lived through that in the early 2000s, we know that that's devastating. That you can have everything planned out. You can have plans set in motion. We actually had our house up for sale right when the market crashed. And so our house went from, you know, being worth this amount to being worth thousands, tens of thousands of dollars less than we owed on it. You know, we thought we were going to end up making a $60,000 profit. And after the market crashed, it was worth $30,000 less than we owed on it. Almost $100,000 difference in the span of a week. So if we're placing all of our hopes and desires on things that we can control, if our mind isn't steadfast, if our mind is worrying, what if that happens again? What will I do if, you know, my husband's my only source of income? What if he gets hurt? What do we do? What if my car breaks down? How am I supposed to get to work? You know, there are all of these things that we can start to make contingency plans in our head and be like, okay, well, if this happens, then I'll do this and this and this. And if that happens, then I'll do this, this, this. That's not having a steadfast mind. That's having a mind that's running all the time, trying to come up with contingency plans. And that's not peace. If you're constantly trying to figure out how to anticipate a future you can't control and can't know, you don't have peace. You have worry, you have strife. And that's why a lot of us can't sleep at night, because we're worrying and we're stressing. And that's why you see so many products for insomnia, so many products for relaxing. You see, you know, spas. People go to spas trying to relax. You have migraine medicine because we're all stressing over our lives because we don't have that steadfast belief and trust in God that leads to peace. Our peace comes from God. And Isaiah tells us that God will keep us in perfect peace. Perfect peace. If we're steadfast and we trust the Lord. So this Christmas, as we're all talking about peace, we're looking forward to Christmas morning. We're thinking about Jesus coming in as a baby and being placed in a manger. And we're hearing stories about him being called, you know, Wonderful Counselor, Prince of Peace. And peace is on our mind this Christmas season. I just want to encourage you to turn to God for your peace. To settle your mind on trust. We won't ever have peace if we're trying to figure it out ourselves. God knows he is more than capable. He can take care of anything in our lives. He's not distant. He's not far away. He's not looking in the other direction. He cares about whatever you're going through because you're his child. And he loves you just as much as he loves everybody else. And so he cares about the things that threaten you, the things that stress you out, the things that maybe derail your dreams and your hopes or make your life change directions. When we trust God, we won't fear those things. Because we understand that whatever comes in our life, God can handle it. And he can hold us and carry us through whatever it is. So I just want to encourage you today. I want to just give you peace today. I wish that it was in my power to give you peace. But all I can do is point you towards the author and the perfecter of our faith. The one who gives peace to his children. Trust God and enjoy his peace today. Hope you guys have been encouraged. Till we see each other again, have a truly blessed and peaceful day.